Well, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Northeast Outdoors video. I should have brought my sunglasses. I might need to go get those. Today, I'll be talking a bit about how I fish in my tip-ups. I'm just targeting bass and pickerel today, but these are gonna be general tips that you can use to fish for trout, pike, really anything that'll hit a bait on a tip-up. Now, very brief rundown on tip-ups if you're new to them. This is a tip-up, very typical run-of-the-mill one. Got your flag on a spring right here, and spool right here. Top of this spins when the spool spins. The premise of this is you can leave a bait down in the water that you don't have to actively jig yourself. And then on this little top bar up here, you can put your flag down, set it up like that. And when a fish comes by, you have your hook with bait on it here. You'll grab it, the spool will spin, and your flag will go up. Very useful for covering some extra water. In Massachusetts, you can have 5 lines in at one time, so I think I'm just gonna put out 3 of these and I'll jig 1 rod. But I'm gonna go dig some holes and I'll talk a bit about why I'm putting these where I am. Before I set this thing down, talk a little bit about how I have it set up. These are the original Polar tip-ups. Got these from a friend. It was an upgrade from my last ones. What I do is I fill my entire spool with tip-up line. Tip-up line is made to absorb less water, not freeze in colder conditions, so it's pretty important to have. And then from the tip-up line, I have this barrel swivel, and then on the other end of the barrel swivel is just mono. I have probably 10 feet of mono. I use these same tip-ups for trout, which can be pretty spooky, so I decided to just use a long leader to avoid spooking any fish. For your mono, you can use anything from 8 to 12 pound. I think on 3 of mine, I have 8, and on the other 3, I have 12. I like to experiment a bit. I haven't really found any conclusive results on line size and fish spooking, but on the business end of this, just got a normal split shot. You can use lighter split shots if you're fishing shallow, heavier ones if you're fishing deeper. And about 6 inches below that split shot, have a wide gap hook. I like wide gaps for fishing shiners. I just feel like it exposes the point more on the opposite side so the fish gets hooked instead of just getting a bite of that shiner and then you ripping it out of its mouth, not connecting anywhere. I was using smaller hooks, but I upgraded to about size 4 because I felt like I needed a bigger hook, at least for bass, because I wasn't getting enough hookups. And on the smaller hooks, you don't have as much point exposed. And I choose wide gaps because they got a pretty short shank. The tip of the hook almost reaches where the shank is, which I kind of like. You don't really need a long shank when you're fishing live bait. I just think it's more material that might spook a fish and you don't really need it. But from here, I'm using shiners today. So I will grab one of these guys. Then I'll show you this in a second, but you take your shiner and right behind their dorsal fin, you'll put this hook through, just like that. And you want to make sure when you put the hook through that there's no scales on the tip of the hook. If you leave scales there, you might not get the hook set just because there's something in the way of it. At this point, you can just drop your shiner down. I got my flasher to check the depth, but you could just drop a line down, see how deep it is, and then set your tip up accordingly. I like to put mine about 3 feet above the bottom. I think the bass like to cruise that bottom water column, and usually they like it more if they see something, and then they can come up and eat it instead of having the fish on the same level as whatever fish you're trying to catch. And then, once you got everything down here, I have these little mini bobbers. And if you have your line through your guide like this, can take this bobber, clip it right under that guide, and it just sits there. You know what depth you need to be at. So say if you get a flag and there's a bunch of line out, you can see your bobber way down here. You just reel it up to the bobber and bang, that's what depth you want to set it at. And you don't need to keep marking bottom or bringing your flasher or doing whatever. You just know how deep to set it. And then one other thing, when you're using bars like this, you want to make sure it's set up so if something hits it and it starts spinning, it's not going to spin into the bar. So you're going to have to see which way the line's going out so the flag will pop. Because if you set it up the wrong way and you have a fish hit this, it's going to run into that bar and then it can't actually trigger. So just make sure you're setting it up the right way. But I'm going to go set up my other 3 flags. Then all you really have to do is wait for a fish to eat your shiner. Well, setting on my other flags. Looks like I already got a flag. Doesn't look like it's spinning. You can usually tell there's actually a fish on it because that top part will be spinning, but this isn't moving right now. I'm not feeling anything. Still got a shiner. Yeah, he's good. Always check on your shiner when you get a flag, even if there's nothing on it. Always want a live shiner on there. Even if the thing's just like twitching a little bit, that'll work just fine. But if it's completely dead, sometimes you don't get as many. Oh my God, one just went up right next to me. Set this up real quick. Yep, she's going. So when you get one that's spinning like this, you want to pick it up from the black part, let it go a bit, and then grab it, set the hook. We got this one on. I feel like this might be a perch. Oh, big old perch. Oh my God. Big fat one, jeez. It's the other thing you'll get sometimes when you're running shiners, big old perch and big old crappie. I mean, look at how round this thing is. Oh, that's funny. Well, I'm gonna grab another shiner, but I'm gonna have to reel in my spool here. By the way, when you're setting these tip-ups up, make sure you pack them tight when you're first spooling them. And what I like to do, if something grabs my shiner and goes on a long run and I have a whole mess of line like this, I'll stand on my line right here and just keep reeling it so it stays tight while I reel it up. I like doing this because A, you can fit more line on a tightly packed spool, and B, it comes off a lot smoother. You get less tangles, and it makes sure the fish can kind of just run with your bait. Just like this, reel it back up to the bobber. And bang, all I need to do is put another shiner on there. Let me get my camera. Might have just come off right there. Shiner's still there. Oh, that thing was going. Now, the right flag's out. I like to just jig a bit for panfish, whatever's in the pond. Keeps me occupied while I wait for the flags. Also increases your chances of getting even more fish. Oh my God, I think I just got that flag in frame going up. It's not spinning. Oh yeah, it is. I think whatever, oh, it's still there, never mind. Not feeling anything. It's a little strange, maybe it was another perch or something. So this is one of my traps that has a small hook on it. The other one that has a small hook is the other flag over there. I didn't hook that fish either, so that's why I'm kind of starting to think I should be running some bigger hooks. Oh my God, flags went back up. Oh, and it's ripping. Oh, let me get over there. Not spinning now. I wonder what's hitting this thing. If that flag goes back up again and I don't have a fish, I think I'm gonna put a bigger hook on it. Oh, that's a fish. There we go. It's probably a bluegill. Oh, nice gill. Jigs and tip-ups, baby. Gotta love it. This flag, dude, I don't know what's going on. Something is just torturing the shiner. Well, it's been a minute since I got a tip up, but I saw a couple bass come in and out of this hole right here, so I might actually, like I was saying, I might move one of these tip ups to like right here if none of them go up. I'll mark on the bottom right now. Oh, there we go. Little bluegill. Tiny little dude. Send you back. I think I might do that. I'm gonna move a flag closer to here. Realized I set that tip up the wrong way, just as I was saying not to earlier in this video. And that shiner got absolutely whacked at some point. But I got that flag right behind me now. There was a mark down here, but it disappeared, so I might just go check on my other traps, see what they're doing. There we go. Seems like a pretty decent bluegill. No, he's all right. All right, enough of these freaking gills. Give me a nice flag. Oh, flag just went up right next to me. It's not spinning at all. No, it's spinning very slowly. I'm gonna drop this guy down first. Nothing on that one. Come on, give me a bass already. Oh, that flag went up. Oh my god, flag over there went up too. What's going on? I think I need a shiner for this one. Oh, she's spinning. There we go. Seems like a perch. Oh, nice bass. Oh. There we go. Finally got ourselves a bass. Not a huge one, but that is what I'm going after. Glad to see one on the ice. Well, flags are all out again. I'm sitting here with a shiner on this rod right here instead of jigging. Kind of acts as a tip up that I can just watch. Oh, flag just went up. Spinning very slowly. There's a ton of marks right here. I think it might be a big school of bluegill or something. Dude, there's so many marks. What are they? I'm assuming it's bluegill. There we go. Got one. It's a bass. Little tiny bass. There must just be a big school of bass or something over here because there's so many of them. On that jigging rod. That means whatever I hook is a pretty good bass. Oh, I got him way up top. Nice crappie. These crappie are weird. They just sit right under the ice. I've never really seen them do that. Not a bad one. Get on back in there. Now I'm getting a whole lot of flags popping, but I'm not hooking a whole lot of fish. I mean, this thing ran with it too. Sure heard this flag go up. Oh, it's spinning. She's going. Is it still on? That's so weird. It's a small hook again. I might have to change it if this keeps happening. There's a fish. Oh, a little bass. On the frickin' minnow. Just came back and saw this thing going. Well, it wasn't with a tip up like I was hoping, but same concept. Shiner down there on a hook. Not a huge one, but it's a fish. Well, that's the second bass of the day. 2 bass on tip ups, 2 on rods. It's almost 1 o'clock now. Usually from 11 until about 1 o'clock, it gets kind of slow. And then I find if you wait it out, things will start to pick up at some point after 1 o'clock. It's usually you get one big flurry of action, then I'll slow down again for like maybe an hour. and then towards sunset, it'll start to pick up again. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait it out. But while it's a little slow, I'll talk about the strategy I have about where I'm putting each flag specifically. Right where I'm sitting right here in the deepest part of this little pond. And bass, I mean, I just watched that flag go up. Hold on. It's nothing again. Oh my God, flag behind me went up too. Let's see. Shiner's still there. I'll leave it for now. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you dropped it again, dude. Oh my God. Ooh, I got it? Oh, I think I do got it. It's not big. I think this might be a perch. Oh, a little bass. A little guy. Nothing insane. Well, just talking about how things usually pick up around 1 for me. Just hit 1 o'clock and I get 2 flags. But like I was saying beforehand, I set these flags up in these spots because where I have my chair and everything, that's the deepest part. And if it's not like too deep in the deepest part, like 20 feet or so, you'll get bass in there sometimes. But for the most part, you're gonna get most of your fish around the edges. So if you imagine this pond has a big bowl, the deepest part right where my chair is, I kind of have it set up so around the entire rim of the bowl there's flags. Then I have one right next to me just for the odd fish that's down in the deepest part. But for the most part, I'm fishing like 12 to 15 feet. The deepest it gets here is like 17, 18. It's a bonus if you can find an area in like 15 feet of water that has some weeds at the bottom. Provides them some structure, like an ambush point, and they'll just sit in the weeds or cruise along the weeds and then look for something to eat. And then they'll see your shiner and they'll have something. But even in the deep ponds, I get my bass mainly from 10 to 20 feet. Pickerel is about the same. I feel like most of your bigger fish are cruising shallow during the winter, like pickerel, pike, trout. So I just like to set flags kind of in different depths, but most importantly, I like to spread them out quite a bit, cover a lot of area. And maybe if I have 1 flag or 2 flags that are popping more than the others, I'll move my other ones to where those are or within the same area. But that's pretty much the main purpose of tip-ups. Cover a lot of water that you don't need to stand there and actively fish. No way, that flag just went up. It's going. Oh yeah, there's one on. Come here, buddy. Ooh, little bass again. He's got a hook in his gill, so I'm gonna send him back pretty quick. Little guy, see you later. Let's go get this guy. Ooh, still spinning. There we go. Oh, that's a decent one. Is it? It feels all right. A little bit heavier. Oh yeah, that's a good one. There we go. Solid right there. Probably pound and a half. Got another flag up. Couldn't even set this one back up. There we go. Got that one on. Feels pretty similar to the last one. Oh yeah. Another pounder. There we go, baby. Getting the flags flowing. Here's that other one. Another pretty solid one. Nothing huge, but it's fun. Always happy just to catch something. Send him back with his shiner. There you go, buddy. See you later. Well, now I gotta set up 2 flags. Oh, dude, that trap's like getting yanked into the water. Jeez, what is going on here? Oh, that's a nice fish. What is going on? Oh my God. Oh, it's a big pickerel. Oh my God, dude. Take a look at that guy. Pretty fat pickerel. I mean, look at his stomach. Thing almost yanked my trap down the hole. I was so confused. I don't know. I've never seen that before. But Nice slime dart. Gonna be covered in this stuff now. Well, my mic's getting pretty low in battery, which means that it's almost time to pack up here. We'll see if we get a buzzer beater flag before everything dies, but I'm gonna do my outro now, just in case that does not happen. We got a flag. Oh, that's the weird one though, so I don't know. Not spinning anymore. Well, spinning very slowly. It's not really moving. I guess I'll just see. No, it's nothing. Oh, flag way over there. That's the big shiner too. Oh, I don't think I got him. Dang, dude. I wanted that one. Well, the microphone did end up dying out there. That's what I was trying to avoid. But I ended up catching a few more fish once everything died. Pretty solid day out there. I forget how many fish I actually caught, but it was a good amount. Anyways, I hope you guys could learn something from today's video. Tip ups, they're super useful, covering more water. Just increases your chances at catching a fish. And it can provide some pretty quick action to what would probably be a slower day. But hope you guys get out there and use something you learned during this video. Catch some absolute tanks on some tip ups, and you can let me know all about them. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching today's video. I got a new tent, which I'm probably gonna do a video on in this upcoming week. Very excited about that. It's gonna make filming and just fishing a whole lot easier. And in precisely 6 days, I'll be leaving for West Grant Lake, which I am super amped about. I'm gonna be targeting the lake trout and lake whitefish. And hopefully we get into a whole mess of both of those. But again, thank you guys for watching today's video. If you liked it, make sure to leave me a like. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to keep up with all the content. And I will be seeing you guys on the next one.